pasitos bailando. Tu boca y la mía felices gozando. Vas moviendo la cintura, sube la temperatura. Yo te regalo mi universo, ya no lo pienses más. Oye, déjame curarte este mal de amores. Me duele verte llorar. Oye, él te trata mal, yo te traigo flores. Dame una oportunidad. Déjame decirte, mami, una cosita. Yo te doy lo que tú necesitas. Solo quiero que tú seas mía. Quiero hacértelo. La luna yo te bajaré. Mi corazón te lo daré. Conmigo vas a enloquecer. Yo quiero estar contigo. Oye, déjame curarte este mal de amores. Me duele verte llorar. Oye, él te trata mal, yo te traigo flores. Dame una oportunidad. Oye, él no te quiere, no sabe cuidarte. Oye, yo tengo un mundo para darte. Yo solo quiero cuidarte. Oye, mueve la cintura. Oye, que seas mía toda la vida. Solo eso quiero.
Hey, Speedy, welcome to the show for everyone. This is SPEEDy Sports on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Makudi will bring you the sports moments of your life. My name is Benjamin Kuji. The Champions League is back. It's beginning with a lot of matches. Day one, there are a lot of matches in day one of the Champions League, and we will be checking out the Champions League today. Arsenal is actually playing right now. There are two matches going on right now. It's the halftime now. Halftime for PSV versus Royal Union SG, while Arsenal versus Bilbao, it's 45 minutes plus 3 minutes. That is what we'll be discussing today. But before we go into that, let's bring you up to speed with the latest sport news around you and around the world. Chairman, the National Sports Commission, NDC, Shehu Diko, says the future of Super Eagle golfer Eric Shell will be decided by the Nigerian Football Federation, the NFF. Shehu Diko says the Sport Commission won't call for Shell's sack, but will look at the NFF recommendation before the final decision is taken. Commenting on Nigeria's hope of qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Diko maintained that Nigeria's chances now hang in the balance, given Super Eagles' position on the table, emphasizing that the commission is left with no other option than to wait and hope for a miracle. Nigerians saw their hopes of qualifying for the FIFA World Cup get dimmer with a 1-1 draw against South Africa in Bloemfontein. Defender Calvin Bassey, playing at left back, climbed high to level scores after Captain William Strom's Ekong had poked into his own net to give Bafana the lead. Nigeria's sprint queen Tobi Amusan delivered a sensational performance in the women's 100-meter hurdles final at the Tokyo 2025 World Championships, clinging silver with a blazing 12.29-second finish. The 29-year-old sprint icon delivered a powerful race from start to finish, but was narrowly beaten to the line by Switzerland Dikanchi Kambarji, who stormed to gold in a national record time of 12.24 seconds. Grace Stark of the United States secured bronze with 12.34 seconds, while Masai Russell came fourth in 12.44 seconds. After finishing the finals at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, Amusan's performance in Tokyo is a resounding response to critics and proof that she remains among the world best. Nigeria's medal hopes in Tokyo are not over yet. Ezekiel Nathaniel advanced to the semifinals of the men's 100-meter hurdles after running 12.37 seconds in his heat. The 21-year-old, one of Africa's fast-rising hurdler, kept his composure in a competitive race and will look to qualify for the final on Wednesday as he sets his eyes on a podium finish. And now back to our topic of discussion. The Champions League returns, and some of the world's biggest clubs are attempting to dethrone reigning champions Paris Saint-Germain after lifting the European Cup, which will this time the final will be in Budapest next May. 6 Premier League teams, Spain heavyweights of Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid, and Bayern Munich will all back themselves to topple PSG, while Italian champion Napoli could be a dangerous outsider. Meanwhile, the Gunners are aiming for their first Champions League title. Arsenal coach Mikel Arteta says his team's Champions League agony last season will help them in this season's campaign as they bid to win the competition for the first time ever. The Gunners lost to eventual winners Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-finals, and Arteta said his team were the wiser ahead of their opener at Atletico Bilbao, which is currently ongoing. Arsenal go into today's game hoping to build on last season's success, but can Arsenal break the jinx and win the Champions League for the very first time? And what is your prediction for today's game as Arsenal take on Atletico Bilbao? That is our topic of discussion. Arsenal, let's start from the beginning. Let's unbundle it from the beginning. The Champions League returns today, and there are a couple of matches today, tomorrow, and even next tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. A lot of matches will be played, and everybody wants to win that coveted trophy. And today I want to focus on Arsenal because a lot of people have been talking about Arsenal. They made a lot of signing this year, and they've spent a lot of money for this season, and Arsenal are going into the Champions League this time with a hope of eventually winning the Champions League after being dumped by eventual winner PSG last season. And I'm asking you, with the amount of money Arsenal have spent so far, do you see Arsenal winning the Champions League this season? And also I'm asking you, what is your prediction for today's game? It's halftime 0-0, so I can still accept your prediction. What is your prediction for Arsenal's game today? So you can be a part of the show when you call us on 0903 648 5868. I'll take the number again, 0903 648 5868. You can also be a part of the show when you comment on our Facebook handle. Our Facebook handle is Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makodi. I'll be here to read your comments live. So, the match is halftime 0-0. I was watching the match before eventually coming into the studio to do the show, and for the halftime I've watched so far, I am not too impressed with the Gunners and what they are playing. But I also listened to Mikel Arteta's pre-match interview where he was asked about this season, how this season is actually, what will they do this season. So he was like, last season's, the pain of last season, the pain of being beaten by eventual winner PSG, of which he said that they were even better than PSG, and the pain of not winning a trophy last season is going to fuel them. That is what is going to propel them for them to grind out those results and eventually win. But what I've seen of Arsenal right now, I don't see them as a title contender. Maybe the second half will be a little bit different. But you that is watching and you that is not watching, because I am here also for those that are not actually watching, if you're following us on radio, even if it's on Facebook, I'll be giving out live scores as the game goes on. So what is your prediction for the match today as the match is going on? Also tell us your stance about Arsenal. The number to call is 0903 648 5868. I'll take the number again, 0903 648 5868. And like I said earlier, you can also comment on our Facebook handle. If you don't have data, if you don't have airtime, if you have data, you can also comment. I'll read your comments here live. Now, there are some few things that I want to talk about Arsenal. With the amount of signing that Arsenal have done this season, and when I watched Arsenal last week, I will categorically say that for all the teams that brought in new players this season, Arsenal seem to be one of the teams that the new players have actually blended with the squad. For what I watched Eze, Gyökeres, Zubimendi, what was his name? Madueke. They are all players that were brought in this season, and they did exceptionally well last week. And for me, I think this is one team that did its business, and it is actually showing. So I am also thinking, do Arsenal actually have any excuse this season? Do they have any excuse to say they are not winning any trophy? Can Arsenal come out and tell us that last season they said some of them complained of the referees? That aside, some of them said some will always complain, or let's say they will say the majority of their main players got injured, but now they have a squad depth that I think Arsenal is one of the teams that have a big squad this season. They can compete in all front, in the Champions League, the Premier League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. They can compete in all of these fronts. So what do you think about this? Do Arsenal actually have an excuse this season with all the money they have spent? They have actually spent $335 million for transfer alone this season. So what is your take? Call us on our studio line. Our studio line is 0903 648 5868. I'll take it again, 0903 648 5868. And like I said earlier also, you can also comment on our Facebook handle. Later, I'll go to our Facebook to read your comments. If you have any comments to comment on our Facebook handle. The handle is Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Makudi, hello.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Oh, this is Barnabas Onguga. I'm calling from North Bank.
Okay, Onguga, are you at the film hall right now?
The film hall?
Are you watching the match right now?
No, I just forgot the time. I just forgot the time. So I didn't go there. Like seriously, I was very, very angry because I didn't know the particular time.
Okay, Arsenal are actually playing 0-0 right now, and it's halftime.
0-0 halftime.
Yes, halftime. So what is your take on Arsenal? Do you think that they can win the Champions League this season?
Like, I didn't get you where?
I said, do you think Arsenal will win the Champions League this season?
Oh, we dash Arsenal that country. As Arsenal bought a lot of players this season, this transfer, like seriously, Arsenal will not get any. Let me just tell you the truth. This is what I'm just telling you now. This is the truth. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Arsenal with Arteta, they cannot ever one day like this smell with Champions League or Premier League.
Wow.
Like seriously, they won't.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
I'm not an Arsenal fan, it's quite okay, but Arsenal, due to the way how Arteta is doing.
How is he doing?
Arteta is, let me just say, Arteta is a coach quite okay. Because he goes coaching school. I know that time that he's joining hands with Pep Guardiola in Man City, Arteta was Arteta. But this time around that Arteta is on his own as a manager of a club.
Yeah.
Let me just say, Arteta will not get what he wants to achieve in Arsenal because Arsenal right now need a coach, not a small guy like Arteta.
Wow.
That is it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Muga.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Just stay up. We'll be updating you if you are not going to the studio, to the film hall. Okay. Thanks for that one. Onguga's opinion is that Arsenal are not going to win any trophy. I don't know where he's even saying it emphatically. Arsenal are not going to win, not even the Premier League, not the Champions League. I don't know if being a young coach or being an older coach actually matters for you to win the Champions League or the Premier League. I remember Pep Guardiola did it as a very young coach. Jose Mourinho did it as a very young coach. So I don't know how Onguga is coming up. I just think that maybe is these fans. Some people call it bad belly. But what is your own take? Call us on our studio lines. The studio lines to call is 0903 648 5868. I'll take it again. 0903 648 5868. And you can also comment on our Facebook handle, that is Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi, and I'll read your comments here live. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Moses and I'm calling you from Highland.
Okay, Moses. Are you watching the match?
Yes, I just finished the first half. I am out.
Okay, so with the way you see Arsenal playing, do you see Arsenal eventually winning the Champions League this season?
You see, let me just say the truth here.
Yeah.
Arsenal, I would commend Arteta on what he has been doing.
Yeah.
It is not easy for a manager. If you look at the likes of Manchester United, we brought in.
It's like you are close to your radio set. Just move away from your radio set.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
So if you look like the likes of Manchester United,
yeah,
they brought in Amorim thinking he's the best. Yeah, he signed all the players he wanted, but he's still struggling. But you see, Arteta started from scratch, and he's building the team. So I will commend him for the good work, and let's see what the season has for him. Okay. He has done a good job at Arsenal.
Okay, so
it's too early. It's too early to write him off. I think so.
Okay, okay. What about today's game? What is your prediction?
My prediction is an over 0 or over 1, and Arsenal has it. I'll give Arsenal.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that one.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. If you're just joining us, this is SPEEDy Sports on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. My name is Benny Kuji, and we are at it. Today is Champions League night, and Arsenal is taking on Atletico Bilbao. The game, the second half, they are in second half now. PSV is taking on Royal Union SG. PSV versus Royal Union. The second half has already begun. This is the 49th minute. Arsenal, I think they will be going in very, very soon to resume. I'll be here to give you the live scores. Yes, Arsenal have just begun the second half. So the last caller said Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, we have to give it up for Mikel Arteta. Like Man U, where they spent a lot before Ruben Amorim actually came in. But for Arsenal, as Arteta came in, built his team to this level. And when you watch Arsenal last season, you agree with me that Arsenal have actually developed. It's not the Arsenal. Arsenal is not that club that you can just push them over. For the past 3 years, Arsenal have been coming second in the Premier League, and even in the Champions League, they lost to eventual winners PSG. So, do you agree with me that, or do you? I just want to hear your opinion. Do you think that Arsenal can eventually win the Champions League? And also you can call me to tell me your prediction for today's game. The studio number to call is 0903 648 5868. 0903 648 5868. Very soon I'll go to check the Facebook and see if you have your comments. Let's see the comments that you have there. Now, we are talking about Arsenal signings. Arsenal have done quite a number of signing from Eberechi Eze to Zubimendi to Gyökeres, Maduka, Masquerez, Odegaard, Kepa. They are just wonderful signing, totaling $335 million. And for me, like I said earlier, the Arsenal team, they have this depth. And for me again, I still think that Arsenal is one of those teams that their new players they bought they just came in and they gelled with the old squad. Because if you look at Arsenal now, Havertz is injured, Saka is injured, and these new players just seamlessly replace them without any problem, and they are doing very well. So for Arsenal, I believe that Arsenal are just a good team, but I don't know. Do you think that Arsenal have that capability to win the Champions League? And Atletico Bilbao, let's talk about today's game also. Atletico Bilbao, Arsenal played Atletico Bilbao during the preseason. Arsenal actually defeated them 3-0 in the pre-season, and today they are finding it very difficult. This is the 49th minute. It's still a goalless draw, and PSV versus Royal Union SG. Royal Union SG is defeating PSV 2-0 right now. That is how the result stand. And also for those of us that may not understand the Champions League, this season is something different from what we used to know. Champions League, it's like a league format now. They've given you those players that you play. Every win is 3 points. A draw is 1 point. A lose is 0 points. Your total score will be placed together, not in group. They will put it as a league. The first 8 are going straight up. The second 8 are going to play another format before they will go and meet the first 8 and for the round of 16. That is how the format is now. So if you are able to get your points now, you avoid stories that touch, and you just go forward to the round of 16. If you don't do well, you're going to play the playoffs, and then before you go to the round of 16. That is what is happening now. Hello? Oh, we lost that one. So keep calling. And well, if you're just joining us, this is Speedy Sports on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. My name is Kuji Benjamin, and We are here talking sport. We bring you the sports moments of your life. And I'm asking, we just have some few minutes to go. I'm asking the Arsenal game today. Do you think that Arsenal have what it takes to win the Champions League? With the signing Arsenal have done, the coach said the mistake they did last season, they are not going to repeat it this season. So they have learnt their lesson. So do you think Arsenal will eventually win the Champions League? He said that is Arsenal coach. He said they are good enough to win the Champions League, and the only thing, some people are of the view that the only thing that can hold Arsenal down right now is its coach. Because if you listen to one of our callers, he said maybe the coach is so young, maybe he will not be able to steer Arsenal to that desired destination. But what is your take on that? We just have some few minutes. You can call us on our studio lines on 0903 648 5868. I'll take the number again, 0903 648 5868. And let me just go check Facebook if we have any message there. No, there is no message there. Okay. Hello.
Good evening, Ben Kuji.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
You are speaking with Ugondemos from Sabonjira, Ghana.
Ugondemos, you are welcome to the show. Arsenal. Tell us about Arsenal.
It's too early to say that Arsenal will win the Champions League or will not win, because it is when the boys are being separated from the men that. And that is
why we are asking you how you will know who are the boys and who are the men.
It is after this round that we know who are the boys and the men. But to be frank, Arsenal has shuffled their team now. Their bench is also strong. They have it to win a trophy. Some days, when the first team players sustain injury, they find it difficult. But now, without some of their key players, there are good replacement for the first team players.
All right,
so they have what it takes to win a trophy.
Okay, thank you for that one, Ogonoemos. Okay, our time is already fast spent, and this is where we'll call the show a day. And I'm saying, from me over here, Benjamin Kuji, I'll see you tomorrow on SPEEDy Sports and Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. I wish Arsenal and all other teams that are playing today all the best. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
Oh yeah. Déjame curarte este mal de amores. Me duele verte llorar. Oh yeah. Él te trata mal, yo te traigo flores. Dame una oportunidad. Él te jura un falso amor. Es un abusador. Juega con tu corazón. Sabes decir que no. ¿Cómo decirte que te quiero? Que muero por tu amor. Yo no he perdido la ilusión, ni el tiempo ni la razón. Oye, déjame curarte este mal de amores. Me duele verte llorar. Oye, él te trata mal, yo te traigo flores. Dame una oportunidad.
As King Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can.